After producing years of long form storytelling based out of one singular location, Marvel Comics' Krakoan era is finally set to come to an end. Today, we're going to go ahead and preview one of the final installments titled X-Men Forever Chapter 3, set to explore some of the new relationship dynamics between Mystique and Destiny over the course of the issue. Plus, this chapter features a really interesting new development in the relationship between Exodus and Hope. My name is Ariko Brannock, and today, let's go ahead and preview X-Men Forever Issue 3. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on our video. Now, War in Krakoa, a hunt in the White Hot Room, and a heartwarming family reunion, by which we mean possibly involving setting fire to someone's heart with a flamethrower. Spinning out from Rise of the Powers of 10 and Immortal X-Men comes a must-read for the conclusion of the Krakoan Age. X-Men Forever Chapter 3 is written over from Gillen, featuring artwork from Luca Maresca, colors by Federico Blee, letters from VC's Clayton, Cowles, and design from Tom Muller, Jay Bowen, and Kat Gregorowicz. The cover for the issue is still illustrated by the wonderful Mark Brooks, who manages to make so much recent X-Men developments feel like melodramatic continuity that's been here for years. Also, I want to extend a big thank you over to Adventures in Poor Taste for posting the preview of the issue and detail some of the first story pages detailing the character of Douglas Ramsey. It is so interesting in X-Men Forever to catch up with Doug after his long absence and to see what some of his opinions are on the Fall of X era kicking off the end of Marvel Comics' Krakoa Age of Comics. I also found that Luca Maresca's art is incredibly nimble and does a great job capturing so much of the emotion that Kieron Gillen is really potent with in so much of his scripts. In particular, this page is so interesting, featuring Doug upside down in the first panel, juxtaposed by this really interesting bleed in the middle of the page as well. I also found that Doug's reaction shot in the last panel just really pulls a visceral sensibility to the narrative that should hopefully hook in readers who are even just a little bit interested over the course of the issue as well. X-Men Forever 3 as a comic book is really focused on playing off some of the plot threads involving Immortal X-Men and Rise of the Powers of 10. I found it so interesting to check back in with characters like Sebastian Shaw, who've been featured across so many disparate issues of those comic book titles. Kieron Gillen, as a writer, does an excellent job fleshing out some of these shifting motivations for the character of Sebastian Shaw in ways that change throughout the narrative. Plus, as you can see from this preview page, Gillen also manages the character of Hope incredibly well. I thought Hope was able to advance with her relationship regarding the character of Exodus in a very believable and honest way over the course of this chapter in the installment. I also find it really thrilling to watch how some of Jeangrey as the Phoenix relationship with the Hope becomes deeper issue after issue. A huge selling point in terms of this issue of X-Men Forever is how many plot threads it's able to tie back into the narrative from X-Men Blue Origins. Utilizing the character of Eden Fossey as Manifold, Gillen is able to evoke so many characters, whether it be Azazel, Destiny, Mystique, or Nightcrawler over the course of the comic book. I also found that in terms of X-Men Forever Chapter 3, the character of Destiny does a wonderful job putting so much additional context behind some of those plot developments that happened in X-Men Blue Origins. Really watching Destiny explain some of her relationship and why her internal instincts towards Nightcrawler feel missing in certain instances is just a great way to immerse readers over the course of the narrative. I also really love some of the elements of the cat and mouse game that the X-Men have with the character of Enigma. Gillen excellently redoes this plot thread in just a slightly different context here to build up a ton of animosity between readers, Enigma, and some of the X-Men characters. So at the end of the day here, I really think that X-Men Forever Chapter 3 is a fantastic comic book building off so many important plot threads for the Krakoan Age of Comics. It's so great to see Kieron Gillen as a writer be able to check in with relationships for characters he spent so much time with whether it be Hope or Exodus, as well as Destiny and Mystique. I want to know from you, what are some of your thoughts over on X-Men Forever Chapter 3? Did you like some of these shifting relationship dynamics between characters like Exodus and Hope? What were some of your thoughts on the big scene over between Hope and Cable? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you one last time for coming to check out our video review over on X-Men Forever 3. And we'll be back to see how the Krakoan Age winds down and how the From the Ashes starts a new chapter for our X-Men heroes.